Okay, I'm here in Composite Figures number 2 Jamboard. Number 1 says this figure is composed of a rectangle and 2 semicircles. It says determine the area of the figure, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So first let's find the area of the rectangle. Let me call that shape A. I know area of a rectangle is length times width, right? So I'm going to write area equals length times width. Okay, so area of the rectangle is 13, that's the length. And let's call the width 6.5. So 13 times 6.5. In my calculator, I type that in, and I get 84.5. Okay, so the area of rectangle is 84.5. Okay, so I have that shape. Now, let me find area of the semicircle. So I have, let's call this semicircle B and semicircle C. To find an area of a circle, I would do area equals pi times radius squared, right? That's area of a whole circle. But as you can see, if I only focus on circle B, I have a semicircle, right? Half of a circle. So I could divide this by 2, right? And that would give me the area of a semicircle. So let's plug in what we know. We know pi is 3.14. Do we know the radius of semicircle B? Well, we know its diameter, right? The length of this rectangle, the side of this rectangle is 6.5. And so that is the diameter of the circle, right? That's all the way across the circle. So half of 6.5 would give me the radius of semicircle B. So what's half of 6.5? In my calculator, I could take 6.5 and divide by 2, and I would get 3.25. Okay, so over here in the green, I'm going to find the area of this semicircle. So area equals, I'm plugging in 3.14 for pi, 3.14 for pi. Okay, my radius is 3.25, and I'm squaring the radius. And then remember, I divide by 2 because this is a semicircle. Okay, so remember, you have to square your radius first. So if I square the radius, I have 3.25 times 3.25, and I get 10.5625, right? So after I square the radius, then I multiply by 3.14. So in my calculator, I'll hit times 3.14, and that should give you 33.16625. And so, like I said, because this is a semicircle, I need to divide that by 2 to cut the area in half. So divide by 2, and I would get 16.583125. Okay, so that would give me the area of semicircle B. But as you can see, I have semicircle C as well. And semicircle B and C are actually the exact same, right? They have diameter of 6.5 and radius of 3.25. So what I could do is take the area that I just got and multiply it by 2, and that would give me 33.16625. Okay, so 33.16625. This is area of B and C. Okay, area of B and C is 33.16625. So because now I know area of rectangle and area of the semicircles, I need to add these together. 84.5 plus 33.16625. Okay, and you would get 117. So I'm going to put a little plus sign here. I'm adding those together, and I would get 117.66625. Like it says in the directions, let's round this to the nearest tenth. This is the tens place, and so it looks like I should round this to 117.7. Label my answer here. My units are in centimeters, so I'm going to label centimeters squared. Okay, and circle your final answer. And number 2, right here, you have this figure composed of a triangle and 3 semicircles. As you can see, the semicircles are all the same size because they have diameter of 20, which means they would have radius of 10. So first, let's find the area of the triangle. Let's call the triangle shape A. Okay, so area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. You've been finding triangles in previous grade levels, but this is just a review of the area of a triangle formula. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. So area equals 1/2 of the base, which is 20, right? That's the base of the triangle. The height of the triangle is 17.3. Okay. So this will give me area of triangle. So I'll put this in my calculator. 1/2 of 20, that would be 10, right? So I can put 10 times 17.3. And if I'm multiplying by 10, I know that moving the decimal one place to the right is the same thing as multiplying by 10. So my area is 173, right? 10 times 17.3, that is 173. That's the area of the triangle. Okay, now let's find area of the semicircles. So area of a circle is pi times radius squared, right? Pi times radius squared. And I know the radius of these circles are 10. So I can plug in area equals pi, which is 3.14, times my radius squared. So 10 is my radius, and you square the radius. Okay, these are semicircles, so I would cut them in half because this is the area equation of a whole circle. So let's put this in your calculator. Let's do 10 squared first. If you do 10 squared first, that's of course 100, right? And 100 times 3.14 would be 314. Okay, then of course you need to divide by 2. And so you would get 157. So 157. Okay, that is the area of one of the semicircles, and you have 3 semicircles, so you need to multiply by 3 because you have 3 semicircles. And so when you do that, you would get 471. 471. Okay, so final step is to take the area of the triangle, which is 173, and the area of the semicircles, which is 471, and add those together. And 471 plus 173 would give you 644. So you're going to write 644 inches squared, square inches. Okay, number 3, it says a circle is inscribed in a square. Determine the area of the shaded region. So we want the area of the shaded region. And as you can see, we have the radius of this circle. Okay, I could also draw it like this. Okay, let's assume that's a straight line from here to here. Okay, that would be 15. What about if I connect another radius line? What about from here to here? From the center to the edge, that would also be 15. So do we know the length of the square? If from here to here is 15 and from here to here is 15, that's basically 15 plus 15, which is 30, which means every side is 30, right? Because this is a square. All sides are the same in a square. So what I can do is I can find the area of a square, which I could say is side squared, or you could say length times width. That would be 30 times 30. Okay, so area of a square, if it's 30 squared, that's 30 times 30, which is 900. So my area of the square is 900. If I can find the area of that circle, I can think about like cutting that circle out. If I cut that circle out of the square, all I would be left with is the shaded region, which is what I want the area of. So let me find the area of the circle. I know area of the circle is pi times radius squared, and I know the radius is 15, right? So area equals pi, which is 3.14, times radius squared. Okay, let's square the radius. So take 15 times 15, that's 15 squared, That'll give you 225, and then multiply by pi, so times 3.14, and you'll get 706.5. 706.5. Okay, this would give, I know area of square, I know area of the circle. And so if I find the difference in these, if I take 900 minus 706.5, that'll give me the area of the shaded region. It's like I'm cutting that circle out. So 900 minus 706.5, and I get 193.5. So you can always use text box here, 193.5, and this is meters squared. Meters squared. Okay, that'd be the area of the shaded region. Numbers 4 and 5 are giving you the circumference. So the circumference of a circle is this, and you're asked about the area. So what you need to do here is first start off with the circumference formula, which is circumference equals pi times diameter, right? I know the circumference, so let's plug in 43.96 in for C. Put the equal sign. Plug in 3.14 for pi, since you know pi is 3.14. And you don't know the diameter, so just leave D as D. Okay, let's solve for D by dividing both sides by 3.14. These 3.14s would simplify to 1 times D, which is D. And so D, the diameter, is 43.96 divided by 3.14, and I get 14. Okay, now remember, I want the area of the circle. And I know the area of a circle, I need to know the radius to find the area of the circle. So if the diameter is 14, that means the radius is 7. Now I can use the information for the area of a circle, which is area equals pi times radius squared. And now I know the radius is 7. So area is going to be equal to pi, which is 3.14, times my radius of 7. And I'm squaring it. Okay, so let's square your radius first. 7 squared is 49. And then I multiply by 3.14, and I get 153.86. So area equals 153.86, and this is centimeters squared. Okay, so given the circumference, I can find the area. Number 5 asks you something very similar. Okay, be sure to round your answer to the nearest 10th. I want you to try this one. Okay, once you've shown all of your work like I have in the video, then you'll click View Assignment and Turn In.